The haunted forest of Ebonwood stood as a cursed anomaly, a sinister tapestry of malevolent forces interwoven with the echoes of long-forgotten tragedies. Throughout the ages, brave souls and desperate wanderers had ventured into its depths, only to succumb to its enigmatic wrath, leaving behind chilling legends and whispers of the supernatural. As the years passed, the tales of the forest grew darker and more elaborate, passed down from generation to generation like dark heirlooms. Some said it was cursed by vengeful spirits seeking retribution for ancient injustices, while others believed it was the dwelling place of a malevolent entity that thrived on the fear it instilled in its victims. I, too, was lured by the allure of the unknown, captivated by the eerie stories that surrounded the forest. I had always been fascinated by the unexplained and the mysterious, and the haunted forest of Ebonwood was the epitome of enigma. So, with a mix of trepidation and excitement, I set out on a quest to unravel its secrets. My journey began on a moonless night, a night that seemed to bleed darkness into every crevice of the world. Armed with a lantern and a heart filled with equal parts curiosity and dread, I stepped past the threshold that marked the boundary between the known and the unknown. The forest welcomed me with a symphony of haunting sounds, the hoot of an owl, the distant howl of a wolf, and the rustling of leaves underfoot. Shadows danced on the edge of my vision, teasing me with glimpses of shapes that vanished when I turned to face them. I pressed on, drawn ever deeper into the forest's clutches. With each step, the air grew thicker, laden with a palpable malevolence. It seemed to penetrate my very being, seeping into my bones and infecting my thoughts with unsettling visions. I pushed forward, trying to silence the rising fear in my chest. The trees loomed overhead like ancient sentinels, their branches entwined like skeletal fingers. They seemed to whisper to each other, sharing secrets that no mortal was meant to hear. The forest floor was littered with decaying leaves and fallen branches, creating a muffled crunch underfoot that echoed through the eerie silence. Pressed on, refusing to be a pawn in its sinister game. Suddenly, I stumbled upon a dilapidated cabin, its weathered timbers groaning under the weight of time. It stood like a solitary sentinel amid the darkness, its broken windows and sagging roof hinting at the desolation within. A sense of foreboding washed over me, but curiosity compelled me to investigate. As I cautiously entered the cabin, the air inside grew heavy and suffocating. The walls seemed to close in around me, and the dim light from my lantern cast eerie shadows that danced on the walls. The floorboards creaked beneath my feet, and a cold draft sent shivers down my spine. The cabin appeared abandoned, its contents strewn about like remnants of a forgotten past. Cobwebs hung in the corners, and dust coated every surface. In the center of the room, I found a worn journal, its pages filled with faded ink. As I turned the pages, the words of a tormented soul revealed themselves to me. The author spoke of unspeakable horrors lurking in the forest, of twisted spirits that sought to drag the living into their spectral embrace. The more I read, the more I felt a connection with the writer, as if their anguish had seeped into the very essence of the journal. In the journal's final entries, the author spoke of a forbidden ritual, a desperate attempt to escape the forest's clutches. They wrote of a hidden grove deep within the forest, a place of power where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred. In that grove, it was said that one could commune with the spirits, and perhaps find a way to break the curse that held the forest in its malevolent grasp. Driven by a mix of curiosity and desperation, I resolved to find the hidden grove and uncover the truth behind the forest's curse. I followed the cryptic clues left in the journal, navigating through the forest with a newfound purpose. The journey was arduous and filled with trials that tested my resolve. The forest seemed to sense my intent, throwing obstacles in my path to deter me. But with each challenge I overcame, I felt a sense of empowerment. I was no longer a mere observer of the forest's mysteries. I was an active participant in this dark drama, being bathed in an ethereal glow. In the center stood an ancient oak tree, its branches stretching toward the heavens like a supplicant reaching for redemption. A sense of reverence washed over me as I approached the tree, feeling its ageless wisdom and power. As I stood before the oak, the ground beneath me began to tremble, and a haunting melody filled the air. I felt an overwhelming presence, a force beyond comprehension that watched and judged. It was as if the forest itself was awakening, its ancient secrets laid bare before me. With trembling hands, I followed the instructions from the journal, performing the ritual with a mixture of fear and hope. My heart pounded in my chest as the forest seemed to hold its breath, awaiting my fate. A sudden gust of wind swept through the clearing, and the air crackled with an electric energy. The ground shook, and the tree's branches swayed in a dance of their own. I felt a surge of power coursing through me, connecting me to something far greater than myself. In that moment, the veil between the worlds thinned, and I glimpsed the ethereal spirits that dwelled within the forest. They were neither malevolent nor benevolent. They simply existed, bound to the forest and its mysteries. They were guardians of the ancient knowledge, protectors of the forest's secrets. As the ritual reached its climax, I felt a profound sense of understanding. The haunted forest of Ebonwood was not merely a place of terror and malevolence. It was a nexus of life and death, a realm where the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual blurred. It was a place of balance, where the living and the dead coexisted in an eternal dance. I emerged from the grove with a newfound sense of awe and respect for the haunted forest. It was not a place to be feared, but a place to be revered. Its mysteries were not meant to be unraveled, but to be embraced with humility and wonder. Since that transformative encounter, I have not returned to the haunted forest of Ebonwood. The memories of that night remain etched in my mind, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the enigmatic beauty of the unknown. I share this tale with you now as a warning and a testament to the power of curiosity. The haunted forest of Ebonwood is a realm of both darkness and light, a place where the boundary between reality and myth blurs. It is a place that defies easy explanation and demands respect for the forces that dwell within its depths. So, should you ever find yourself drawn to the haunted forest, remember this cautionary tale. Approach with humility and an open heart, and perhaps you too will glimpse the hidden wonders that lie within. But be warned, for the forest is not easily tamed, and its mysteries are best left to the realm of dreams and legends.